here we go with Jason Thompson, JT in the house. You ever get called J? You got a nice haircut going.
Yeah, I need one.
No, man. See, this is the deal. When you work in the funeral industry, I know we're here guarding Defense today.
Yeah.
But when you're working in the funeral industry, you're always clean cut.
You have to be.
How long has it been? You've been there about a year now?
Yeah, I've been there a year.
Because I was saying, man, over the past year, boy, you sure have cleaned up, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, old Grizz, he ain't Grizz. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Merry after Christmas and happy before New Year.
There we go. I like that one.
Man, how did all this happen? How did we get to December? Is today the 30th?
Today is the 30th all day.
Wow. 2 really important days tomorrow.
What's that?
Happy birthday to my beautiful mother.
Mm-hmm.
79 like fine wine. She'd get mad at me for saying that.
We'll make sure we call her.
That's why I threw in fine wine.
We'll make sure that somebody makes sure that she sees this.
She sleeps in now. And
That's
I told
all right.
I said,
it's recorded.
I said, Mom, sleep in. So tomorrow I'm going to call her and say happy birthday to her over the air.
Are you?
One of the cherished memories that I have is my dad called the show one morning.
Really?
And I have that recording, and I go back and listen to it every once in a while.
That's awesome.
He goes, "Good morning, Huntsville." I said, "Dad, what are you doing? Call? You can't win nothing." He goes, "I just wanted to say hi to you, son." He called in, and it's the coolest, the coolest. I didn't even know it was his number. He texted in when.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got to get the text and phone line going again.
Yeah.
But we ran out of resources, and the fundage got low, so I can't fund a few things. Cafe Texan still hooks us up with some cards, but we got some new ideas for 2026 right around the corner.
Yeah.
So Mom's birthday tomorrow, and then old Dave from Wendy's, that's his birthday tomorrow. I always remember that because my mom's birthday was the 31st. And it's old Dave from Wendy's.
Old Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas. He passed away many years ago, I believe, right?
Believe so.
So, but it's his birthday too tomorrow. So happy birthday, Dave and Mom. For some reason, I always remember that on the 31st. Yeah. How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
I'm doing pretty good.
I know you guys have been busy. I know with Guardian Defense and with Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and y'all you've been going all over the place, man.
I stay busy.
But I want to say this. But Sunday, Jason was here, man.
Yeah, I made it to church.
Jason was here and Rachel was here, and it was so great to see y'all. And I wanted to briefly mention something. I think this past Sunday, man, was one of the best services that I'd ever been to.
I'd have to agree. It was really, really a good sermon. Really, just whole different format, but it was great. And
you hit the nail on the head. It was a sermon, and nothing. I mean, we have an incredible worship team. Alan Barnes here, man. I always.
Oh yeah, Alan's great.
That dude's
him
good.
And his group, man. They do a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah. And so you obviously missed them, but they needed some time off.
Everybody needs a break every once in a while.
But I'm going to tell you, that sermon, that thing convicted me that Jason preached. And here's the deal. Why we didn't have any reason I mentioned Alan and those guys, we didn't have any worship music or anything.
We had no music. We went in. Rob did the announcements. We did our opening prayer with the deacon, and we went straight in. And Jason went straight into it. And it was a very good message.
And I left here feeling like, man, I'm doing a lot of wrong. And that's good. You need those messages.
You do.
It wasn't like this judgmental message, but it was a message that really convicts you, and when Jason made that comment about, on average, this was scary to think about.
Yeah.
And he's right, because I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I probably fall into that category. That on average, ministers in the church spend 3 minutes a day in prayer. 3 minutes on average.
And that's the minister. Imagine what the rest of us non-ministers are doing.
Yeah. Man, so thank you, Brother Bay, for putting the conviction our way. That was good. That was the Holy Spirit.
It was,
man.
I mean, Rachel and I were out doing our thing, unfortunately, Sunday morning, and we get back, we get, stuff completed, and I looked at her, I said, so I think I'm going to go to church. She said, I don't know if we're going to go or not, And I said, you ought to come anyway. I just feel like we need to go.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to go. I said, whether you want to go or not, that's up to you. And we tease each other because we usually sit in different areas, And I texted her and stuff, told her she was chicken and this, that, and the other. So I'm even sitting up front this week. And about a minute later, she walks through the door.
Yeah. Yeah, Bridget wasn't with me, and I was like, man, I'm all by myself. There's this whole pew. There's nobody.
hey, man, you want to sit with me this week? I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah, I was scared. There's nobody next to me, man. I
didn't want you to sit up there and feel like you were the black sheep of the church.
It's all good. I remember in high school, I used to go to the nurse's office, so don't worry about it. I didn't have anybody to sit with at lunch in high school.
So you just went to the nurse's
I did.
office?
Mary McKenna, I went to her office every day and had juice.
Uh-huh.
It's for, and I'm not making light of this because it's a very serious thing, but the juice was for the diabetic kids. They needed it. But she had that fridge, and she always told me, take whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And so I knew her, so she's such a good lady, and I developed a good student friendship with her. And I remember just telling my teachers, oh, my tummy hurts. And then well, go see Miss McKenna. Okay. And then I'd go in there and go lay down in the chair and just go to sleep. See, this is what kids need to do. Yesterday I was talking about my cousin who slept in late. Mm-hmm. He was a good employee, though. He really was. He was a great employee, just slept in a little late.
When you could get him to work on time, you couldn't beat him.
Well, but the thing is, even when he came in late, he would stay till like midnight. So, and he worked better as the day went on.
Oh, really?
I think that's my problem. Doing this morning show, which I love doing. Mm-hmm. But, man, I'm so much more efficient at night.
And they say that, different people have different times of the day that they're more efficient, and that's what the experts say. Anyway, I'm not an expert.
Yeah, for me, they always said the early bird catches the worm, and I had some great mentors growing up. David Wolf comes to mind right away, a guy in Georgetown. He's a tremendous guy.
Well, if you say that, then why do good things come to those that wait?
Yeah, see?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's contradictory.
Yeah. So what we're telling you this morning to lift you up and encourage you is go back to sleep. If you're supposed to be up, go to work at 8 o'clock, just turn around, go back to sleep. Good things.
The year's almost over.
Yeah, you may lose your job, but something better is on the horizon. Don't do that, by the way.
No, don't. And if you're not at work yet, you're probably late.
Yeah, you are. You're going to be in trouble.
If you have to be there at 8. I don't even know what time is it.
It's 7:56. We're getting close.
Yeah, getting close.
7:56, man.
And if you think you're running late, be the person that brings breakfast. Then nobody pays attention to the clock.
And someone did bring us a little breakfast this morning.
I'm looking at it. I'm smelling it.
The dog whisperer of Huntsville.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Steph Valley. So we appreciate her. Magnolia Kennel came to hang out with us this morning. I kept y'all waiting a little bit, but it's all good in the hood, man. Well, hey, welcome in as we do get rolling. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Always a lot of fun to open up. And thank you for coming and hanging out with us and for sharing the broadcast, letting others know that we're out here. We do it to inspire and uplift you every single day. How about this, man? Episode 658.
658, wow.
658 times I've got on here and yacked. And we're thankful for everybody for hanging out with us. Today is brought to you by Guardian Defense. Big shout out, by the way, to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. Elliot's been with us since we started. Appreciate him. So is Jason. Go to GuardianDefenseLLC.com and find out how you can protect your family. For more information there, you can go to the website. Jason, I wanted to talk today, man. 2025 is winding down. The final 2 days.
Yep.
And I'm just going to throw this at you. 2025 for you, how would you sum it up?
A whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
Yeah.
Want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I decided to go back to college at 48 years old. and I did 3 semesters in 9 months.
And you're still going, right? Are you getting close to wrapping up?
Yeah, I think I have one more. One more quarter, I think.
And then you're done. And don't you have to go to Dallas, though, to do some hands-on?
I have to go up there for about a week.
Do they put you up in a hotel, or is that you got to pay
to do that?
Man. See, these colleges.
I'm going to get an Airbnb or something like that.
These colleges, they tell you. I always laugh. I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but
for what I'm going to school for, yeah, they need to they need to make sure that I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
You know what? I just started to have a piece of the dream that I had last night, and it just flew through me. I told you before we came on. Sometimes we have dreams, and something you just said about having to know.
That's called deja vu or something.
Having to know what you're doing. So I mentioned that I had a dream about a funeral service but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And now you just said something that there's like another halfway gone brain cell that's trying to reignite in my brain, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it'll come back to you about noon.
Yeah, I'll just be in the random.
Or the second cup of coffee, whichever comes first.
Oh, that's a whole nother story. I just started drinking coffee a while back. I never was a coffee drinker, and it's not too bad.
I'm telling you.
Helps me get rolling. Well, hey, 2025. I pulled up a little bit of information. You remember the encyclopedias growing up, the World Book Now, and all that.
I grew up in the age of encyclopedias, and if you had to do like a research paper for school, you went to the old encyclopedia. That's where you got a lot of your information.
Well, when the computers came out, there was Encarta, Microsoft Encarta. It was on a CD. And the coolest thing for us to do, I told you that I hung out with the nurse. Well, guess what I did? Guess what also I did?
What?
Went to the library. And I love the library at school because they had Microsoft Encarta, which was the CD version of the encyclopedia. And we would go in there and just look up stuff. And I have no idea why. We just thought it was cool. We'd print pictures of stuff. So we'd go look up a sword and print a picture of a sword, This was pre-internet. We didn't have World Wide Web access.
Yeah, it's not like you could just pull out your smartphone and get the answer you were looking for.
I remember distinctively in junior high, there was a programming language called BASIC, and all the old computers had Microsoft BASIC hidden in them. If you remember DOS, you remember MS-DOS?
I remember that having to, before we had a Tandy computer growing up.
Okay, Radio Shack.
Yeah. And you'd have to turn it on, and you had to load the MS-DOS disk in first.
The 5 1/4, the Big Daddy, right?
No, this was the little one.
Oh, the 3.5. Okay.
Yeah, the 3.5 hard drive, and you'd have to load that in there and let it get going, and then you'd have to eject that one and put in the disk of whatever program you wanted to use.
And then sometimes you'd have to go back and forth. It'd be like, please insert this if you had to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, it would prompt you to please reinsert this disk, and you would, and it would. It'd make a bunch of racket, and then it'd prompt you, okay, now reload this disk in. Yeah, you had to disk it back and forth. You had like a Rolodex of disks, on your little computer table or whatnot. Yeah, it was interesting.
We had a TRS-80. They were known as Trash 80, a TRS-80. My uncle gave me that thing, and that thing was cool. It had 2 big old 5 1/4 floppies, so you didn't have to do the back and forth anymore.
Well, see, the Tandy we had the 3.5 slot, and then it had the floppy slot.
Right above it, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the days, man. And when you'd fire those things up, it sounded like NASA was about to launch a rocket.
Oh, it did.
And then...
Yeah, I mean, this was before anybody ever knew of dial-up internet, which if you never did dial-up, that was you haven't lived until, you heard it ring and all the funny sounds, and then you were connected, and then if you wanted a picture of something, you would generally have to wait 1 to 2 minutes for it to load. I mean, it would come across as pixels, and they would go across the screen in a line.
Did you have an AOL? Was it AOL? Remember?
I remember AOL, but I never subscribed to AOL because I was cheap.
Well, they just shut down their dial-up service after almost 40 years. They just finally shut down their dial-up service last month. So no more. Juno still has it. Juno is one of the last of the Mohicans. It still has dial-up internet, man.
Yeah.
We had an acoustic modem, and those were pre-hardware. And the acoustic modem was really cool. You'd take your handset, and the acoustic modem had little rubber kind of gaskets, and you would take your handset and pop it into that modem, and then it was the sound. It wasn't a digital connection. It was the sound from the handset going into that acoustic modem. And that thing was slow as dirt. I mean, literally, you'd see character by character coming into the screen.
Yeah.
Like, if it was saying, hello, how are you, and you were receiving that data, it would go HELLOH. That's how it came across the screen. Those were the days, man. But I remember in high, the reason I brought this up in junior high, we had a bunch of old computers, and they had Windows 3.1 on them, and I think they eventually upgraded them to like Windows 95. But I remember you could hit Control-Escape and then type in CMD, and it'd bring up the DOS window because all those computers ran on DOS. And then you would type in QBasic, and that would load up a program, a basic compiler that you could program with. There was hidden games in there. One of them was called Nibbles, which is a snake game where you eat the numbers and it gets longer. It was a fun game. Well, I learned how to program on that, and so I wrote a program. Remember Mad Libs? Where it'd say name a verb, name a noun, and when you're young, you'd come up with probably some stuff you shouldn't have said, and then you'd laugh your head off because it was so funny.
Right.
Well, I wrote like a Mad Lib program, but it asked you at the beginning, name 10 teachers, name 10 actions, name 10 verbs, name 10 nouns, and all that. And then I had it write sentences. Okay, so it would be like, Mr. Jones likes smelly feet. Dumb stuff like that. It was random, okay?
Right.
And it wasn't anything like super inappropriate, but like that was kind of inappropriate,
Yeah.
Or it'd say like, Miss Smith stinks like a garbage can, dumb stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so the command print, P-R-I-N-T, would print it to the screen. Well, I learned by accident how to print it to a printer.
Okay.
I must have bumped the L in front of the word print. And so I ran the program. Mm-hmm. L prints it to a printer. Remember the dot matrix printers?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'll never forget this. My buddy Josh Carrasco was with me. It's funny how you remember these things. And I ran that. We were just both laughing our heads off because of the stuff that thing was spitting out after what we told it. Uh-huh. Well, all of a sudden, I bumped the program, and I said, man, this thing ain't working. And he goes, yeah, I don't know what happened. And I just kind of left it running. I didn't think about it. And so we went on about our way, went to lunch, went across. There was it was weird because the library was here, and then you walked down this little exterior outside hallway. Does that make sense? Like a little covered patio area. Yeah. And then the cafeteria was a building by itself, but it was covered as you walked to it.
Right. Yeah, you walked in between buildings.
Yeah.
And you had like 10 roof covers.
That was it. Yep. And so we went in there and ate, and then we said, well, let's hurry up and go back to the library and play on the computer some more. Well, we went in there, and all of a sudden we noticed, and thankfully Miss Colbert wasn't in there. We looked. It was kind of a cool library because there was windows. And, in the library there was windows that went back into the offices of the library where Miss Colbert's office was. That's where her printer was. We noticed stuff was starting to pile up back there on her desk. And I was like, what is going on? And so we walked back there. And see, we were also library aides. That's how we got access to the library.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. We go with the library aides.
Yeah, we were library aides. And you did that so you could get out of a class and check in and out other students. And so that's how we got access to the library.
You thought you were all that if you was an office aide or something.
You had the power with the little scanner. Ding, ding. You were that guy behind
We didn't have a scanner. We had little pieces of paper that you would tote around.
Well, we noticed that there was paper piling up back there on her desk. We walked back there. Remember the green and white paper that had the holes in it on them and it never ended?
Yeah, it came in like this case box, and you'd load it in, and it was all perforated, and you had the little perforated holes of on the side so it could pull the paper through. Yeah, you had to pull it through and change out the ribbon. Remember when the ribbon would quit working?
Oh yeah. So we realized very quickly that computer program I wrote that we're saying all these kind of not horrible but maybe inappropriate things about teachers and stuff that we were just laughing about. It had been printing that on the printer. And it probably printed, by the time we came back in there, I'm not exaggerating, probably over 1,000 pages. I mean, it went, and these were the thick boxes of paper.
Yeah.
There was paper all like what you see in a TV show where they're joking. There was paper all over her office because it had spilled over.
And the color left your face.
Oh, my gosh. I told Josh, I said, what are we going to do? And so I said, why is this doing this? Well, that's when I found out. I said, the program is running, but it's printing. And so I went over there and hit Control-C. That kills the program. It's a line break. I killed the program. And luckily in her office, the red bins, the huge red trash bins were recycle bins. Mm-hmm. Man, we started grabbing paper, and that thing was empty. We filled it and the lid was halfway popped open because we couldn't stuff all that paper down in there, man. And this was just sentence after sentence after sentence of all the teachers and all. It was like a Mad Libs before the teachers.
Yeah,
man.
And then the school's going, why are we having to buy a new ribbon for this printer?
Yeah, no joke. And
those things weren't cheap, man. I remember growing up, you didn't just print, stuff like we do today, because you just couldn't afford to. So, yeah, I remember.
It was, I don't know. And the joy of it was we never got caught with all that. So,
yeah, wait till the school sends you a bill this next, in 2026. Oh, Mr. Hip, I think we have an outstanding bill to settle up.
Kyle Kreiner's joining us this morning. He's over in Midland area. They had some snow flurries, some winter weather advisories out there. He said, I like watching videos of Gen Z trying to turn on and boot an Apple II. They get scared and they think they broke it. This is true. Speaking of that, and I don't want to get political. We don't get political on this show. But I saw this video on Facebook yesterday. And it was like this skateboarder, and it was a video game.
Okay.
But guess who put it out?
Who?
The United States government.
Okay.
And I guess they're trying to target Gen Z now and make cool advertisements. And it was encouraging them to get health insurance.
Okay.
And it was talking about how affordable health is. I almost commented. But I was like, commenting on that stuff never gets – I was like, my premium, we may not have insurance this year because it's going to over $2,100. It's went up $1,100. I was paying right under $1,000. And
mine doubled.
$2,100. How can people afford that?
You can't.
And where do they get this word affordable? Because it's not affordable.
No, it's anything but affordable anymore.
So
I remember before all this, I could buy insurance for 2 people for half of what I pay for me now. Actually, 2 people and 3 kids. So I don't see where, but I'm not in charge either.
The video, I wish I could find it. The video was kind of catchy. I mean, it was like this video game, and it was this skateboarder, and and it showed like his points going up, and ding, 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 and it's like, and then he gets hurt, and he's like, glad I have health insurance. But it was like a video game type thing, and they were intentionally targeting Gen Z. Mm-hmm. And everybody was commenting because it said, like, get your affordable care now, and everybody was like, it's not affordable. Mine doubled, mine tripled. And I told Bridget this year, I said, I think what we should do is just put that money into a savings account that draws pretty good interest. And then if something catastrophic happens, we'll just have to do a GoFundMe. I mean, seriously, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And the reality is a lot of people are doing that now.
You don't have the choice. And the downside is there's very few doctors that you can go see if you don't have insurance.
No, it's just gotten, unfortunately, very, very. Yeah, I'm looking at one right here. So here's a person that I know. All right. Last year, this is the same for me. Last year, okay, she was paying $1,447, and she just got her renewal. All right. Not only is the yearly cost higher, everything across the board is higher. Guess what the premium is now? $1,447 last year. $2,509. And I was talking to a lady. We were really blessed. I had Bridget Maloney and her friend came by yesterday. They were just walking the square, and Bridget came out, showing her the new studio. And she had a friend with her, and I kind of caught on a little bit. Her friend does some stuff with bankruptcy things, and we were talking a little bit about that. She tries to help families navigate through that and help them through that. And I asked her, I said, how are people affording $450,000 homes these days? Mm-hmm. Because, we live in a house that was double what we had in Georgetown, but luckily we sold that house so we had some money to put down.
Right.
But, even that's tough for us. Mm-hmm. We're talking almost $2,000 a month for a mortgage. Yeah. And I can only imagine that mortgage and then double, because our house it's not a $450,000 house. You're talking $4,000 a month for a mortgage. Mm-hmm. And I asked her that question. I said, how can people afford this? Mm-hmm. And she goes, they can't. She goes, I see it every day, and that's what I help families through. She says, people are losing their homes left and right. And so you think about, okay, $4,000 mortgage. Mm-hmm. Now we're at $48,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And now $2,500 health insurance, and that's from the ACA Affordable Care, whatever.
Yeah.
And so now you're
from the marketplace.
Now you're at $6,500 a month just for a house and health. There's nothing left.
That doesn't include co-pays. It doesn't include utilities. It doesn't include food. It doesn't include a vehicle to drive. We're not talking about car payment. What about just car insurance and fuel for the month?
I don't understand, here's what I worry about. And again, I'm not making this political. I'm just pointing out the obvious that we all know. But I think in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be we're going to go into another depression type cycle because folks cannot afford this.
No.
I just don't know what is going to change. But I know in our situation that any little tiny thing that gets in the way completely destroys us financially. And I don't mean it rudely, but when Mac got sick, I didn't want to put my dog down. You know,
Right.
I had some people, well, put that dog down. You always say that. Well, you know, if it comes down to it, maybe I'm willing to spend this much. And I always had a number in mind that I would be willing to spend. And if it was going to be more than that, then I would have to just say, I'm sorry, I can't do it. But then when it actually happens, you don't even think about that. You just want your dog to live. And so, I mean, that was $8,000 that we didn't have the money for. And we raised about $3,000, but that was still $5,000 we had to come up with. We didn't have the money. So what do we do? Well, right there conveniently at the pet hospital, get care credit. They'll help you. And so
Another payment.
Don't sweat it. Get care credit. You know, and that one thing just completely destroyed everything that we had kind of worked on financially. And now we're trying to recover, and it's going to be several more years now just from that. And so I just don't know how I truthfully believe that if you have a family and children, you've got to make at least $100,000 a year nowadays to get by.
Probably.
Unless, and I don't mean this really, unless if you don't work, then everything's taken care of. You know, the moment Bridget and I got married, she had a lot of benefits for things, and as soon as we got married, all that was out the window. So I'm like, why do you get penalized for doing the right thing, but if you don't do the right things, you get rewarded? You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand.
I mean, this could go politically south really quick. I'm not trying to go down.
I'm sitting here going, I thought we weren't going to get political.
No, and I'm not trying to go down that. I'm just stating the obvious, that it was like we had so much more help before we got married, and then we get married, and it's like everything financially has just gotten ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the way out is jointly file your tax return. Oh, wow, I get an extra $2,000. That's going to pay for a lot.
You can take $2,000 off the top of your tax liability.
Yeah, I just don't know what the answer is anymore, and I'm really, really worried, and I'm especially worried for young people, especially.
Right.
I was really blessed in Georgetown back in 2006 to buy that little house for $114,000, which there's not even any houses in that area below $300 now. But I was super blessed to get that. My mortgage was like $800 a month.
Yeah,
and that's
$300,000 for something you bought almost 20 years ago. It's gone up almost 300%.
Well, the guy that bought it for me, he rehabbed it and flipped it for $415,000. Remember that little house? That house was not worth no $415,000.
It was evidently to somebody.
Somebody, yeah. You were over there with me.
Yeah, I mean, I went there with you. We got a load or two out of there, and
6 loaders out of there.
I'm just saying, a load or two, man. You know.
Oh.
But I wouldn't have paid. To me, it wouldn't have been worth $415,000.
No, it is in a 100-year floodplain. That's the other catch to it. You know, it was in a 100-year floodplain, and that dude, and the guy that bought it's a cool dude. But I'm sitting there wondering, like, how is he making it? And I remember this though distinctively. I had my computer business. I was lucky if I was making $40,000 a year. I was single, didn't have children.
Right.
Had a dog. But I had I had a Jeep. I had bought a brand new Jeep Cherokee, the Grand Cherokee. I remember I bought the
Grand Cherokee.
Bought the Grand because back you didn't have any bills, and so I bought that house and I bought that Grand, making right under $40,000 a year, and I could make it. You can't do that anymore. I mean, I'm still paying on my truck from Fargo. That I'm like, man, I wish I would have kept my Kia, but I had to have that truck up there for driving.
Yeah,
and I just don't know how people can make it these days.
And what gets me is the amount of people that can afford to eat out all the time.
Yeah, so here's one other little, not an argument against that, but I almost feel like it's getting cheaper to go to eat at a fast food place than it is to buy groceries.
Well, here's the problem. Yeah, it might be cheaper out of your pocketbook, but what's it going to cost you in 10 years?
Yeah, because when I go to my favorite place,
I know where your favorite place is.
It's like $6.
They have golden arches, and
$6 to eat there, and then on top of that, you get points and you get a free sandwich the next time.
Okay.
Nah. I'm loving it. See, it works. The marketing. Yeah. That's why your
health insurance keeps going up.
Hey, I donated blood a while back to the blood bank. And
I saw your little video.
my A1C was really good. It was like a 5.0, which is good.
Well, that's good.
So I'm doing all right, man.
For now, but what's your cholesterol and all
No, it was
that?
good. It was all right. Yeah, it was okay for now.
For now. Yeah, but the problem is that the first number in your age starts with a 4.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long before that check engine light starts coming on.
My check engine light's been coming on for a hot minute now.
Well, wait till you have to go in for some major
overhaul,
major service work here.
Have you? Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
As you sit here right now, and I'm not exaggerating on me, and it's not woe is me, but as you sit here right now, is there any physical pain in your body?
Mine?
Right now?
Yeah, every day.
So right now you have physical pain.
Oh yeah.
And you just learn to ignore it as you get older. Steph's over here saying no. You see, Steph's.
I have some, but I have some issues.
See, I don't understand this, and this has been going on since I was in my 20s.
I know what caused mine, and it'll get better in a couple of days, but yeah.
As I sit here right now, and I'm not exaggerating this, I've went to tons of doctors in my 20s because it was like right when I turned 21, I started having widespread pain through it. And this is a whole nother debate, but it's why I'm so leery of the medical industry, because I ran up so much medical debt. It was unbelievable because they said, go to this specialist, go to this specialist. And it was this bounce around. And then finally I had good insurance, and I started to tackle some of it. But as I sit here, I'm not exaggerating. As I sit here right now, I've always had like widespread, and I think it makes me exhausted. I have widespread pain throughout my body. And as I sit here, like right now, why does this hurt on my thumb? Makes no sense. Right here, my shin, I feel pain right here. Isn't that weird?
I don't know.
Right here, the back of my ankle, pain. Right here, I
Mine
always
just
have.
hurts because it's cold.
No, I don't get it. I have pain right here. This little thing in my
I
arm.
don't get it either.
And as I sit here, it's like little fireworks of pain all throughout my body. And I've just learned over the last 20 years to ignore it because there's nothing that I can do to get rid of it. And the only explanation that I got after spending, running up probably 20 grand in medical debt, bouncing around to different specialists who are practicing, finally this one person, it's a diagnosis by elimination. And I remember saying, yeah, by 20 grand out of my pocket elimination. And they said, I'm sorry, but they said you have something, it's probably fibromyalgia or something.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I have that? So I started researching it. I was like, dude, young guys don't get that. But that's what they said. And so their solution was to start taking all this medicine every day. And I refuse to take medicine every day for something unless I absolutely 100%. So I remember asking this specialist, I said, well, is it going to kill? I was just blunt. I said, well, is it going to kill me? What is it? She goes, no, it's just unexplainable pain. And I said, so it's not going to kill me, right? She goes, no, but it's going to limit your lifestyle is not going to be as, I don't know the word they say, like as high as it could be or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like as relaxed or whatever. I said, well, yours is because you're probably making $250,000 a year easily. So you have a pretty relaxed lifestyle, But I remember having this conversation.
I don't know, man. Some doctors do, some don't.
Yeah. So, and we have great ones here like Trey Young. I love Trey. I found a diamond in the rough with Dr. Young, and the folks at HMH have been good to us as well. But I remember, I just remember that distinctively. And she said, well, you're probably going to be on medication the rest of your life to reduce the pain. And I remember she gave me something and I started taking it and the pain did go away.
Yeah, but what are the side effects?
Yeah. So after a month I quit taking it. I was like, I'm not going to take medicine the rest of my life because you hear about people when they turn 50, 60, 70 years old that says, well, all that medicine you took all those years has had this adverse effect on your life. I would much rather be in these it's not excruciating pain. I would much rather have these little annoying pain going on and be tired all the time versus taking medication for the rest of my life and not knowing what it's ultimately going to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't know why I had this conversation. I just wanted to have it this morning.
I think we need to go to a break so Steph can come on here get you lined out.
Jason's turning pretty red over here. So
come on,
kidding.
Man.
Hey, by the way, Autumn Wheaton joining us. Appreciate you, Autumn. She was saying we'll go to a break here in a minute. She said TDC might not offer competitive salaries, but one thing they do is the benefits. You know, a lot of people work for the state because of the excellent benefits. And
hey, you know, you can even get those benefits part-time from what I hear.
yeah, they do take care of folks.
It's looking pretty like a good opportunity.
Yeah. So, and you know, I always say on this show, if you come across a TDC employee at the store, go up and tell them you appreciate them. And this, just a couple of days ago, we were at HEB and there was a lady there, and that lady almost teared up because I told her how much. I said, I know y'all work so hard. And she's like, that woman was so sweet. Mm-hmm. And I just gave her a pat on the back, and I said, you know, thank you for what you do. Those people work so hard to do what they do here. Steve Fountain, by the way, join us. We'll take a break after this, saying January the 10th at the Huntsville Old Town Theater. 2 Las Vegas stars will be performing. Who are they? I don't know. You have to go to the Old Town Theater website to find out. Mm-hmm. You ever go over there?
The website?
The Old Town Theater?
I hadn't been. I wanted to.
It's cool.
I dropped some hints that I wanted to go to something, you know, last fall for my birthday, but nobody ever picked up on the hint, so I didn't go.
You were just keeping it going. Yeah, pretty cool, though. Steve, thank you for that. Hey, we're going to step aside, take a break. Someone here, do you know, someone says, Jason, you should smile a little bit more.
Who said that?
I have no idea.
Whatever.
No, right there. Look. So it's a YouTuber joining us right here. Do you know who that is? It's probably somebody you know.
It probably is.
Yeah. So.
I have a feeling I know who it is. Look. That we were texting.
Look at that smile. There it is.
That we were texting on his way to work this morning at 6 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, Jason is smiling, so there you go, buddy. Let's take a break. We'll come back in a moment. Steph Valley's here. We want to say hi to Steph real quick. So she didn't know we were going to put her on, but too bad. We're going to put her on and say hi to her if that's okay.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment as we continue promoting, celebrating the good. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a Tactical Tuesday. It's brought to you by Guardian Defense, online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. We'll be right back after this.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at GuardianDefenseLLC.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Billy Cawthon of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3.
Welcome back at as we continue on. Real quick PSA, by the way. Word to the wise, always check the expiration dates at convenience stores. Just wanted y'all to know that. We just had a comment come in, and it has a little green sour face.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's tummy's not feeling good this morning because they drank some expired milk or something.
Well, you know.
You opened that cap, you should have been able to smell that.
You hope so.
I remember I bought toothpaste.
Buttermilk.
I bought toothpaste one time at a convenience store, and as soon as I walked in the parking lot, it was 4 years expired. 4. And that guy argued, left it. You didn't buy that. I said, dude, I was just in here. And I was like, it's $3. Give me back my $3, man. That was in the old Rob days. I almost threw it at him because I was so angry with that dude, but I didn't want to get hit with the salt. So, hey, check it out. Steph Valley, welcome in.
Yeah, welcome,
Hello.
Steph.
We're talking sour milk convenience stores this morning. Steph Valley joining us.
Hello.
Convenience store owner operator. Just kidding.
No, yeah.
Well, good to see you.
I would not want to be in that business.
Orange juice is the comment that I just got, by the way.
Orange juice?
Expired. That'd be hard to tell with the orange juice.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
would be.
So,
Yeah.
Well, Steph, what's going on? It's been a while. Steph's with Magnolia Kennel. How are you doing? What's going on?
Making it. That's about it. Trying to get through the holidays and get to the other side of the new year and slow down a little bit. But everything's going pretty good.
Yeah, you were. We won't, get into the weeds of it, but you did mention before we came back on that break. The economy has hit every industry, even y'all's industry.
Yes,
You're seeing that.
Yes, I belong to a lot of different Facebook groups for the dog kennels and pet care and things. And even during the trend that everybody's talking about, even during the pandemic, our businesses slowed down, but they picked up in other areas, grooming and doggy daycare and stuff like that. But the overnight slowed down. We weren't really affected here, but overall it was affected. And now they are saying in general that anything to do with pet industry right now has not really ever been affected by our economy in the past, but it is being affected now. Even boarding, usually for the holidays, we are booked a month or two ahead. This time we were booked, but it was later. It was last minute. It was only 2 or 3 days here and days. It wasn't for weeks at a time like it has been in the past. So people are still traveling, just not as much.
Yeah.
So.
I know every time like we go to Georgetown, especially when we had Mac, it would end up being because we had to think about all the expense of driving and everything. I mean, it was about $500 every time we just went home 3 hours away to Georgetown, just for a few days. And so we have limited our travel because of that, with gas and everything.
Yeah,
so.
And it's expected. I mean, one good thing with Scott and I being in business so long, we were talking about new people starting out, businesses, families, any of that. Right now would be so difficult to start a new business because it's so unpredictable. And we're fortunate enough.
Depending on the business.
Yeah. Well, we're fortunate enough. We've been in business long enough that everything's paid for, and we don't have overhead.
All the ups and downs.
Yeah, we've always done all of that. But I think about I think about some of the new people trying to start in this industry, and just the unknown would be very difficult.
Yeah.
So, but overall, we're doing good. We're where we're at, we'll be there until we're not.
What was it? I'm bad with remembering phrase until the cows come home or something like that.
Until the cows come home.
Did I get that one right at least?
Yeah.
Or until what we were talking about earlier, y'all were talking about earlier, your body gives out. My body gives out, we might have to stop.
As I was sitting there earlier asking Jason this question, I said, Jason, is there any pain in your body? Steph's over there. She's like, not me. So what are you doing? What can I do?
Don't stop physically. That's the biggest thing.
That's the big thing, you know. Just keep plugging. If I stay moving, it loosens up and goes away.
Do you run or anything or jog?
No,
or
I don't run,
but
I don't keep track of it anymore. But I used to when I had my tracker on my arm regarding the steps at the kennel. It's not unheard of for me to be 30 and 40,000 steps a day.
Good night.
So it's not that's peak season, and then I get up on the roof like just 2 days ago, I was up on the roof blowing out the weeds and all that kind of stuff. But Scott and I were talking about that this morning. I went to dinner with a friend of ours the other day that she is an administrator in the healthcare and has been there for 40 or 50 years. And she said the number one problem that they see is people falling off of ladders. And I was like, oh, wonderful. I need to stay off ladders.
I was just going to say.
Look, you just need to get you one of those man lifts.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
okay.
nice.
You put it on the front of Scott of the big tractor.
Like Scott
did. Then you raise Scott up.
I've done that before, actually.
On the roof. And you sit on the tractor. Yeah, you missed the spot, honey.
No, Scott does not get above his head if he can possibly avoid it.
I don't blame
He never has. He doesn't like that. So I'm the one that always does the high spots.
There you go. Well, I just saw a picture. Brad and Sky Carlton did that the other day. Yeah. So she was up there working on the metal roof, and I'm sitting there thinking, Brad, why didn't you go up there? But I guess Sky, so he lifted her up in the bucket and put her up there on the roof, man.
Yeah. He posted a little video. He goes, this is the kind of wife
what we do for our
have.
husbands.
Oh, man, that's pretty cool stuff. Well, we are here. 2025 has been kind of one of those crazy years. I wanted to go over a couple of things, Steph. Maybe you can chime in and Jason on this too. We saw a lot happen, and you go back and look at January. It's January the 7th. All those terrible wildfires happened in California. You remember the pictures and the videos coming in out of California. That's how the year started. And then, of course, on January the 20th, President Trump was inaugurated, and he is the second president to serve, as we know, 2 non-consecutive terms. But the oldest person, I didn't know this. I thought Reagan, but I guess I didn't do my research. Trump was the oldest person at age 78 to win the office. So he was the oldest president to ever win the office, which I thought – I didn't know that. I thought it would have been Reagan. I always heard that growing up. There's a lot of stuff going on throughout the world. You move into February, and that's when all the tariffs and all that kind of start. But we won't get into that. But then February the 9th, for nobody here in this area who cares. The Philadelphia Eagles defeated Kansas City to win the Super Bowl. Kansas City's been horrible. They won't even make the playoffs.
Really?
So this really good team.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Now, I watched the Eagles the other day. They almost didn't win that game, but they did well.
Yeah, so
I watched like 10 minutes of the Houston-San Diego game while I was visiting with my mom the other day.
they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Houston is. Yeah, they're in. But you fast forward all the way through April. Pope Francis passed away at age 88. Ozzy Osbourne also died this year. I don't know some of these folks, so I'm not even. We know about Rob Reiner. That was pretty tough. What
Yeah.
happened to him. And you kind of continue on. I didn't know this. May the 9th, the FDA approved the first in-home cervical cancer test. I didn't know that they had an in-home test for that. See, this is
But the only thing is I wonder if it's like your colon stuff. They tell you right on the package.
that it may not work.
Yeah.
That it's,
so,
that
yeah.
at best, it's 50-50.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
50-50 anyway.
I flip a coin, and then I keep that.
Certain tests you need to go to the doctor for.
I'm a big space guy. I saw some photos from Pluto that were kind of cool. It showed the icy mountains. It took 7 years to get that data back. Isn't that crazy? 7 years to
What's
get the
like-
data
Wow.
to see those.
But look at it this way, we might never have gotten it. So 7 years is not
Yeah.
that long to wait.
And I was thinking, I mentioned that because back in June, there was an observatory, and I didn't know about this either, a groundbreaking observatory. It was the Vera C. Rubin Observatory, wherever that's located. It's groundbreaking because it can take pictures of the entire visible sky. So, normally it's just a section. This thing can take a picture of everything that it can see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
would
Have y'all
be-
been out to the observatory that the
I
university
have.
has?
I have. And
long
I'm-
time ago.
What was that like?
The new one is great. And anytime I get the opportunity to go, I will definitely go back.
You have to be at night, right? I mean, is it?
Well, yeah, you can't go during the day.
Yeah. Well, I'm a moron. I don't understand these things.
Oh my God.
See, I thought when I first read this that it was groundbreaking in the fact that it could take pictures in the day, but
No.
no, it doesn't work.
I could so go political on you right now.
I just don't know, Jason. We know too what happened in July. Terrible, terrible tragedy there in the Texas Hill Country with Camp Mystic, right outside of Hunt, Texas. I wanted to say this community came together in such a huge way. We did a drive here, not for Kerrville because they were getting so much help, but we found out folks in San Angelo and San Saba also needed a lot of help, and so we were able to go to those two communities. What's the biggest U-Haul truck? 26 foot, I think, is the biggest one.
26.
Whatever that biggest one was, we ended up having to get that truck, and we filled that thing to the roof. Barely got the door closed. Thanks to this community and all those donations, and we were able to bless so many families. I remember we drove out there. It was a long day. We were driving, I think it was like 7 hours out there and 7 hours back, and then, another 4 hours. It was almost a full 24 hours by the time we went out there and came back. But made a lot of friends and blessed a lot of families, and that was because of this community stepping up. We did a week-long, actually, I think it was 4-day fundraiser.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember coming by the Family Life Center and seeing all that stuff on on the gym floor.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
We were happy to support that. That was
Yeah.
a really good thing.
And that's just tough. You go back and think, they said that the estimates of that disaster cost-wise, and I don't care about the cost, I care about the life loss because that was terrible. But financially, almost on average, $20 billion that all that caused.
If I'm not, I think they haven't found everybody yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's still
You
a couple of
may
people.
not.
Yeah, because of the
It
way
just
that was.
depends on where did if they got caught up in the floodwaters, where did they end up?
Well, one of the pictures very impactful to me is the car. All you saw was the roof of the
Yeah.
car, and the rest of it was dirt. Like the car was entombed in the dirt. It was,
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the size of a car and versus the size of a of a human body.
Yeah.
If it's encapsulated in the dirt,
Yeah.
unless you It's like finding a needle in a haystack
Yeah. Now, yeah, that is true.
without a metal detector.
Yeah.
Really important news that Steph Valley is very concerned about. She's kept up with this since day one. August the 26th, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce
yeah.
got together. Steph is real big into that, you know.
My granddaughter is a Swiftie, but yeah.
I work with a Swiftie.
I didn't know that she got it. I didn't know they got engaged. See, I don't keep up with any of this stuff. I'm looking through a lot of this. Of course, we know the terrible news there in September with Charlie Kirk. That was just a horrible news. But, you know, I think that was a defining moment for our country, too, because we saw so many people come together in a way that we haven't seen, in my opinion, since 9/11. And I always say that it takes tragedy to bring people together. And we saw so many. We even Chris Brown, I call him Jump Around Chris Brown, held the vigil here at the square. And, I mean, there was at least 500-600 people that showed up to the courthouse for that. A lot of this is just political, and I don't want to read it. But you know, of course, one thing that we're in the middle of is a lot of war going on with Russia and Ukraine, and we hope that all that just gets settled soon. It was just a weird year, you know. There was a lot of, you know, we had that long government shutdown that affected my sister. She works for USDA, and that was well over a month. And she even got to a point where they said, "Hey, we need you to come in. We just can't pay you because they were so far behind."
Do they give them back pay
Yeah,
for that?
they do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
But I mean, in the middle
Still.
of it, you
Yeah.
can't. You're not
you
getting
still-
paid. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You still got bills.
And you still have to, you know, buy gas and food and electricity and pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
also Tesla approved a $1 trillion compensation package for Elon Musk, and so. With the stock that he has in that company alone and everything else, he could become the world's very first ever trillionaire. Can you believe
my goodness.
that? Like, how could you have $1 trillion? What would you even do with that? More money, more problems.
And the cost of living in Huntsville is less than $50,000.
yeah,
That's
hey,
a real big perspective.
Come
there.
open a Tesla plant here in Huntsville, Elon. We'd love to have you. And other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot of other things, you know, this year that really stood out. You know, there was just so many, like I said, so many. It just seems like there were so many downs in 2025, and I'm looking forward. I know it seems like we get to this point every year, but I'm just really looking forward to a rebound in 2026. You know, I think the effects of COVID are still hammering a lot of people. You know, we're still trying to get out of that, and I was talking to someone the other day about that and the lingering effects of the financial stress that's caused, and they're trying to still work through that, and we're still seeing it's those things that linger on for years, and it takes many years for things to recover. You know, like you were saying, even in your business, you saw kind of a slowdown because of that. And
Well, even the government shutdown affected us. I had people canceling because they were afraid of getting stuck someplace because of the flights. And I think some of that comes back to the fear of the pandemic. Is because there was a lot of people that got stuck places because they shut down the airlines. And, you know, I know somebody that got stuck in Italy, you know, and so they just, it brings fears up from the past, and we just all want to stop for a little while. And
I've got it. I'm not being political today, Jason, but I've got it for the Italians. All right, Bridget and I went on a cruise. Did you ever hear this story? I may have or may not have shared it on this show. But we go on a cruise. This is a long time ago. We get you do the excursions on the cruise,
Right.
Well, we wanted to do the tour of the ship excursion. I thought that'd be kind of fun to see how the ship works.
I like that one.
So we got to see where all the trash goes. We got to see how they recycle the ocean water. You know, when you're bathing that's actually the water. They're desalinating it right there on the ship. So you're actually bathing with seawater, but you don't know it because they take all the salt out. We got to see the morgue. They have a morgue there. They also have an infirmary.
A jail.
If you get bad, like Jason does when he gets a little too crunk on the cruise ship, they take him in there. But we go into the engine room, and here's where the Italian beef starts. All right, those ships are all made in Italy. All the engineers are Italian. And so you go in, and you go in with your wife. That's a key word. You go in with your wife, and those guys are all wearing jumpsuits, okay, the Italians. Bridget's eyes get real big when we go into that engine room because those guys are fairly attractive. I'm just going to be honest. and they're in their jumpsuits, okay? And the first couple of buttons or zippers is kind of down to the chest area, and they like to flaunt their chest hair. And so I've got it for the Italians.
But see, from a man's point of view, you went strictly to physical. If the minute they started talking to her is when it was lost. You were a lost cause. That accent probably did it.
Well, I remember looking. There were 6 engines on that ship, and one of them was blinking red. And I was like, "What's going on with that?" He goes, "No problem. The engine is no work, but we only need 4 for engine for a ship to move." And so I would get in. The elevators on those ships are huge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're huge. You'd think they were small, but they're actually bigger than your normal elevators. And so I was having some fun, and I would kind of hide in the corner of the elevator, and you would hear like the intercom, like bing, and it goes, "Good evening, this is your captain here." So, and your voice reverbs in those elevators. And so I would kind of hide in the corner, and I'd go, "Bing, good evening, this is your captain. The boat is no work. Is broken. We are stranded for 3 days in the Pacific. No worries, plenty of..." And people started like looking around. They thought it was for real. So, anyway, have you been on a cruise?
Oh, yeah.
You, Steph?
Oh, many, yes.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to go on one after I get out of school.
That was one of my favorite vacations because you go and
I know some people that are going on cruises. Well, one that just got back.
I know
from
one
a
that
cruise,
just got back too. Yeah,
and he's going again in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stuck in a hurricane in one.
No way.
I had some friends of mine that were on the. You remember the cruise ship a couple years ago that broke down in the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah, yeah.
I had some friends of mine that were actually on that.
Wasn't that the one where the stomach bug went around too, and like
the commodes weren't working?
The commodes.
That was it, right?
It had like the fire or something, and like the generator got messed up, so they didn't have like a whole lot of running water. They didn't have any like ventilation inside, and yeah, it was bad.
The one we got stuck on was my good friend and I were on one, and we got in a hurricane. And when the people that work on the ship start getting seasick, that you're in a bad situation.
Yeah, it's still my favorite. Like Bridget's family, I don't know how we're going to do it. I mean, for us, it's going to be pretty hard. But they want to go to like Mexico in July, and so we're trying to figure out how to make that happen to go with them. Mm-hmm. But I would much rather just go on a cruise. I like going on a cruise because it's all you can eat. Mm-hmm. You're out in the middle of the water. You can't do anything, and you just
don't
enjoy
have
yourself.
To drive.
Yeah.
And
once you get on the ship, you've got everything.
You've got and people wanting to wait on you hand and foot.
And we ended up we only went twice, and it was really the only two
Mexico
vacations.
Mexico in July is quite warm.
Yeah, I'm not. Anyways,
this would be a good time to go to Mexico.
But we did. We went twice. Like I've only taken like 2 real vacations in probably 15 years, and it was those cruises, and I enjoyed it. And we always got the back room, the balcony on the back, so you could just sit out there, watch the beautiful ocean behind you, and the wake of the ship or whatever it's called. It was just beautiful. Yeah. And I just go back, and it was funny. The last time we went, I slept almost the entire time.
Good sleeping.
I slept literally for like 6 days straight. I'd get up, I'd eat, I'd go do we'd go do the excursion, I'd come back and I'd go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I told Bridget, I said, they have childcare on those ships too. So that's like the perfect, here you go. It's like taking the children to school, although they're not getting the Montessori education on the ship, but
they're getting some kind of education.
They're just getting entertainment education.
Yeah, entertainment.
So, well, anyways, hey, it's been a fun morning, Steph. Thanks for hanging out with us over at Magnolia Kennel. We appreciate Steph. Jason, thank you, brother. Anything else you wanted to chime in? I know we're just chit-chatting today, but it's been a fun day. No. New Year's on the horizon, man.
New Year, same me. That's all it's going to be.
No, that's not true because you're finishing up your school, buddy.
I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, I'm going to get through it.
Yeah. We're going to
rate. And then it'll be on the other side, and you'll move
then
on to the next adventure.
Then I'll go, well, what do I do with all this free time now?
That's the 2 young girls that work for me just graduated in December, and I told them, I said, the day after you graduate, you're going to walk out and go, what now? Which is what it
yeah.
What now?
I do that every morning when I get up. I'm like, what now? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Well, hey, thank y'all for hanging out with us. It's been a fun morning here. Appreciate Steph coming by. She brought us some kolaches. I'm going to dig into those here in a little bit. And, of course, Jason here with Guardian Defense. For all things personal safety, their website is guardiandefensellc.com. We'll be back at it tomorrow, one final day before New Year's. Taylor Chandler, Walker County Federal Credit Union will be with us, and then we will not be on New Year's. We're going to take the day off, but that's when we officially launch Spirit Radio, so we want you to tune in, 94.3 FM. We're going to lead in the new year with prayer, and so if you're up and about, join us right at midnight. We're going to go on. We'll probably start talking a little bit early, but we're going to be on at midnight, ringing in the new year, and just spending some time in prayer as we pray in 2026. Can you believe 2026?
I know.
And we
Do you
all
know it's
panicked at 2020.
Yeah. Well, I remember panicking
when
in
we
2000.
Panicked at 2000.
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was 26 years ago.
Yeah.
I do too, because I was a paramedic in Angleton, and they made every employee work New Year's Eve
Because of the
Because you thought.
because they
They thought it
didn't
was the end of the
know.
world.
They didn't know what the computers were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
they-
wasn't that the biggest flop ever? It didn't do anything.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'll do like I normally do, sleep right through it.
I remember I was like a junior.
That's my hope.
I always do.
I'm unfortunately I'm on call that
Oh no.
Wednesday and Thursday. So
And I'm sure. Oh.
You can just bring a cot up here and hang out with us, Jason. We'll get you a little room set up in here. All right. So
man, there's a comfy couch at the funeral
we'll bring it up here. We need one.
home. No.
Well, friends.
And I'm not going to tell you where my hiding spot is, brother.
Yeah, don't give that away. We appreciate everybody. A lot of folks chiming in too. We didn't get to those on social, but thank y'all so much. And we'll be back at it for tomorrow, 7:30, and then we will be here on Friday. Though Billy Coffin will actually open up our new studio with us, so we're excited about that. So make sure that you join us on Friday
might
as
have
well.
To ease up here for
Yeah,
the first, if we're gonna get to 7:30 start.
yeah. So come on, man.
That little snippet you gave me on how it works Friday morning. Y'all need to tell people that how Spirit Radio and Hello Huntsville is going to intertwine.
Yeah. So it's going to be great. We got a lot of fun things on the works, and I'm very eager to get this wrapped up because
Yes.
it's been 2 years that we've been working on
Yeah.
this.
It's wonderful.
And we're very, very thankful to just continue to promote the good, and now doing it through the FM radio waves. And you can download our app too. Our coverage isn't going to go. It's about 5 miles, covers all of immediate downtown and some of the outskirts of town. I was driving yesterday. Arizona, a little on the map. It's not really a town, but it says Arizona that's in
Yeah,
between
it's out
here. and-
Highway 19.
Yeah, our signal reaches all the way out there, which is kind of cool. So we were able to pick it up out there. But hey, that'll wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 7:30. Come hang out with us. We continue promoting and celebrating the good. For Jason Thompson and our friend Steph Valley, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. We'll be back at it tomorrow. See you then. So long. God bless. See you, Steph and Jason.
Bye.